The American black bear is a medium-sized bear native to North America. It is the continent's smallest and most widely distributed bear species. Black bears are omnivores, with their diets varying greatly depending on season and location. They typically live in largely forested areas, but leave forests in search of food. Sometimes they become attracted to human communities because of the immediate availability of food. The American black bear is the world's most common bear species. It is listed by the IUCN as a least concern species, due to its widespread distribution and a large global population estimated to be twice that of all other bear species combined. Along with the brown bear, it is one of only 2 of the 18 modern bear species not considered globally threatened with extinction by the IUCN. American black bears often mark trees using the teeth and claws as a form of communication with other bears, a behavior common to many species of bears. Taxonomy and evolution. Despite living in North America, American black bears are not closely related to brown bears and polar bears. Genetic studies reveal that they split from a common ancestor 5.05 million years ago. Both American and Asian black bears are considered sister taxa and are more closely related to each other than to other species of bear. Reportedly, the sun bear is also a relatively recent split from this lineage. A small primitive bear called Ursus abstrusus is the oldest known North American fossil member of the genus Ursus, dated to 4.95 million. This suggests that U. abstrusus may be the direct ancestor of the American black bear, which evolved in North America, although Wolverton and Lyman still consider U. vitabilis an apparent precursor to modern black bears. It has also been placed within U. americanus. The ancestors of American black bears and Asiatic black bears diverged from sun bears 4.58 million. The American black bear then split from the Asian black bear 4.08 million. The earliest American black bear fossils, which were located in Port Kennedy, Pennsylvania, greatly resemble the Asiatic species, though later specimens grew to sizes comparable to grizzlies. For the Holocene to present, American black bears seem to have shrunk in size, but this has been disputed because of problems with dating these fossil specimens. The American black bear lived during the same period as short-faced bears and the Florida spectacled bear. These Tremarctine bears evolved from bears that had emigrated from Asia to North America 7 to 8 million. The short-faced bears are thought to have been heavily carnivorous and the Florida spectacled bear more herbivorous, while the American black bears remained arboreal omnivores, like their Asian ancestors. The black bear's generalist behavior allowed it to exploit a wider variety of foods and has been given as a reason why, of these 3 genera, it alone survived climate and vegetative changes through the last ice age, while the other more specialized North American predators became extinct. However, both Arctodus and Tremarctos had survived several other ice ages. After these prehistoric ursids became extinct during the last glacial period 10,000 years ago, black bears were probably the only bear present in much of North America until the migration of brown bears to the rest of the continent. Hybrids American black bears are reproductively compatible with several other bear species, and have occasionally produced hybrid offspring. According to Jack Hanna's Monkeys on the Interstate, a bear captured in Sanford, Florida, was thought to have been the offspring of an escaped female Asian black bear and a male American black bear. In 1859, a black bear and a Eurasian brown bear were bred together in the London Zoological Gardens, but the 3 cubs died before they reached maturity. In The Variation of Animals and Plants Under Domestication, Charles Darwin noted, in the 9-year report it is stated that the bears had been seen in the zoological gardens to couple freely, but previously to 1848 most had rarely conceived. In the reports published since this date, 3 species have produced young. A black bear shot in autumn 1986 in Michigan was thought by some to be a black bear-grizzly bear hybrid, due to its unusually large size and its proportionately larger brain case and skull. DNA testing was unable to determine whether it was a large black bear or grizzly. Subspecies listed alphabetically. Distribution and population. Historically, black bears occupied the majority of North America's forested regions. Today, they are primarily limited to sparsely settled, forested areas. Black bears currently inhabit much of their original Canadian range, though they seldom occur in the southern farmlands of Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba. They have been extinct in Prince Edward Island since 1937. The total Canadian black bear population is between 396,000 and 476,000, based on surveys taken in the mid-1990s in 7 Canadian provinces, though this estimate excludes black bear populations in New Brunswick, Northwest Territories, Nova Scotia, and Saskatchewan. All provinces indicated stable populations of black bears over the last decade. The current range of black bears in the United States is constant throughout most of the Northeast, and down in the Appalachian Mountains almost continuously from Maine to North Georgia, the northern Midwest, the Rocky Mountain region, the West Coast and Alaska. However, it becomes increasingly fragmented or absent in other regions. Despite this, black bears in those areas seems to have expanded the range during the last decade, such as with recent sightings in Ohio and southern Indiana, though these probably do not represent stable breeding populations yet. Surveys taken from 35 states in the early 1990s indicate that black bears are either stable or increasing, except in Idaho and New Mexico. The overall population of black bears in the United States has been estimated to range between 339,000 and 465,000, though this excludes populations from Alaska, Idaho, South Dakota, Texas, and Wyoming, whose population sizes are unknown. In the state of California, there are an estimated 30,000 black bears, making it the largest black bear population in the contiguous United States. As of 1993, known Mexican black bear populations existed in 4 areas. Their knowledge on the distributions of populations outside those areas have not been updated since 1959. Mexico is the only country where the black bear is classified as endangered. There have been several sightings quite far away from where the black bear is normally found, such as Union County, North Carolina and western Nebraska. Habitat. Throughout the range, habitats preferred by American black bears have a few shared characteristics. They are often found in areas with relatively inaccessible terrain, thick understory vegetation and large quantities of edible material. The adaptation to woodlands and thick vegetation in this species may have originally been due to the black bear having evolved alongside larger, more aggressive bear species, such as the extinct short-faced bear and the still-living grizzly bear, that monopolized more open habitats and the historic presence of larger predators such as Smilodon and the American lion that could have preyed on black bears. Although found in the largest numbers in wild, undisturbed areas and rural regions, black bears can adapt to surviving in some numbers in peri-urban regions as long as they contain easily accessible foods and some vegetative coverage. In most of the contiguous United States, black bears today are usually found in heavily vegetated mountainous areas from 400 to 3,000 meters. For bears living in the American Southwest and Mexico, habitat usually consists of stands of chaparral and pinyon juniper woods. In this region, bears occasionally move to more open areas to feed on prickly pear cactus. At least two distinct, prime habitat types are inhabited in the southeast United States. Black bears in the southern Appalachian Mountains survive in predominantly oak hickory and mixed mesophytic forests. In the coastal areas of the southeast, bears inhabit a mixture of flatwoods, bays, and swampy hardwood sites. In the northeast part of the range, prime habitat consists of a forest canopy of hardwoods such as beech, maple, and birch, and coniferous species. Corn crops and oak hickory mast are also common sources of food in some sections of the northeast. Small, thick swampy areas provide excellent refuge cover, largely in stands of white cedar. Along the Pacific coast, redwood, Sitka spruce, and hemlocks predominate as overstory cover. Within these northern forest types are early successional areas important for black bears, such as fields of brush, wet and dry meadows, high tidelands, riparian areas, and a variety of mast-producing hardwood species. The spruce fir forest dominates much of the range of the black bear in the Rockies. Important non-forested areas here are wet meadows, riparian areas, avalanche chutes, roadsides, burns, side hill parks, and subalpine ridge tops. In areas where human development is relatively low, such as stretches of Canada and Alaska, American black bears tend to be found more regularly in lowland regions. In parts of northeastern Canada, especially Labrador, black bears have adapted exclusively to semi-open areas that are more typical habitat in North America for brown bears. Description: build the skulls of American black bears are broad, with narrow muzzles and large jaw hinges. In Virginia, the total length of adult bear skulls was found to average 262 to 317 millimeters. Across its range, greatest skull length from the species has been reportedly measured from 23.5 to 35 centimeters. Females tend to have more slender and pointed faces than males. Their claws are typically black or grayish-brown. The claws are short and rounded, being thick at the base and tapering to a point. Claws from both hind and front legs are almost identical in length, though the foreclaws tend to be more sharply curved. The paws of the species are relatively sizable, with a rear foot length of 13.7 to 22.5 centimeters, being proportionally larger than other medium-sized bear species but much smaller than the paws of large adult brown and especially polar bears. The soles of the feet are black or brownish, and are naked, leathery, and deeply wrinkled. The hind legs are relatively longer than those of Asiatic black bears. The vestigial tail is usually 4.8 inches long. The ears are small and rounded, and are set well back on the head. Black bears are highly dexterous, being capable of opening screw-top jars and manipulating door latches. They also have great physical strength. They have been known to turn over flat-shaped rocks weighing 310 to 325 pounds by flipping them over with a single foreleg. They move in a rhythmic, sure-footed way and can run at speeds of 25 to 30 miles per hour. Black bears have good eyesight, and have been proven experimentally to be able to learn visual discrimination tasks based on color faster than chimpanzees and as fast as dogs. They are also capable of rapidly learning to distinguish different shapes, such as small triangles, circles, and squares. Size: black bear weight tends to vary according to age, sex, health, and season. Seasonal variation in weight is very pronounced. In autumn, the pre-den weight tends to be 30% higher than in spring, when black bears emerge from their dens. Black bears on the East Coast tend to be heavier on average than those on the West Coast. Although black bears follow Bergman's rule and bears from the Northwest are often slightly heavier than the bears from the Southeast, adult males typically weigh between 57 to 250 kilograms, while females weigh 33% less at 41 to 170 kilograms. In the state of California, studies have indicated that the average mass is 86 kilograms in adult males and 58 kilograms in adult females. Adult black bears in Yukon Flats National Wildlife Refuge in east-central Alaska were found to average 87.3 kilograms in males and 63.4 kilograms in females, whereas on Kyiu Island in southeast Alaska adult bears averaged an estimated 115 kilograms. In Great Smoky Mountains National Park, adult males averaged 112 kilograms and adult females averaged 47 kilograms per one study. In Yellowstone National Park, a population study found that adult males averaged 119 kilograms and adult females averaged 67 kilograms. In New York State, the two sexes reportedly average 135 kilograms and 74 kilograms respectively. Adults typically range from 120 to 200 centimeters in head and body length, and 70 to 105 centimeters in shoulder height. The typically small tail is 7.7 to 17.7 centimeters long. Although they are the smallest species in North America, large males exceed the size of other bear species except the brown bear and polar bears. The biggest wild American black bear ever recorded was a male from New Brunswick, shot in November 1972, that weighed 409 kilograms after it had been dressed, meaning it weighed an estimated 500 kilograms in life, and measured 2.41 meters long. Another notably outsized wild black bear, weighing in at 408 kilograms in total, was the cattle killer shot in December 1921 on the Moki Reservation in Arizona. The record-sized bear from New Jersey was shot in Morris County December 2011 and scaled 376.5 kilograms. Even larger, the most massive black bear recorded in Pennsylvania, shot in the last 15 years in the state, weighed in at 399 kilograms and was shot in November 2010. In Pike County, the North American Bear Center, located in Ely, Minnesota, is home to the world's largest captive male and female black bears. Ted, the male, weighed 431 to 453.5 kilograms in the fall of 2006. Honey, the female, weighed 219.6 kilograms in the fall of 2007. Pelage, the fur is soft, with dense underfur and long, coarse, thick guard hairs. The fur is not as shaggy or coarse as that of brown bears. American black bear skins can be distinguished from those of Asiatic black bears by the lack of a white mark on the chin and hairy foot pads. Despite the name, black bears show a great deal of color variation. Individual coat colors can range from white, blonde, cinnamon, or light brown to dark chocolate brown to jet black, with many intermediate variations existing. Bluish-tinged black bears occur along a portion of coastal Alaska and British Columbia. White to cream-colored black bears occur in coastal islands and the adjacent mainland of southwestern British Columbia. Albino specimens have also been recorded. Black coats tend to predominate in moist areas such as New England, New York, Tennessee, Michigan, and western Washington. Approximately 70% of all black bears are black, though only 50% of black bears in the Rocky Mountains are black. Many black bears in in northwestern North America are cinnamon blonde or light brown in color, and thus may sometimes be mistaken for grizzly bears. Grizzly bears can be distinguished by the shoulder hump, larger size and broader, more concave skull. In his book The Great Bear Almanac, Gary Brown summarized the predominance of black or brown, blonde specimens by location.